and welcome back. During this lesson, we will be looking at the various question types you will face during the IELTS academic reading section. We touched briefly on this topic in the previous lesson, but we'll be going in a lot more detail now. So get your pens and notebooks ready and let's get started. The IELTS academic reading section has 14 different question types, and each passage usually has around 3 to 4 different types of questions to answer. As we discussed earlier, it's important that you practice doing each question type so that you're well prepared and so that it won't come as a surprise to you during the exam. Sometimes what happens is, whilst preparing, we might just practice questions we're good at or assume that a certain question type may not appear in the exam, but on the day of the exam, it could. So do practice by doing each question type. By doing so, you will understand how much time you take to answer the questions. Let's go right ahead and begin with question type number 1, which is true, false, or not given. This can also be portrayed as yes, no, and not given. The task for this question type is to decide if the information or the writer's opinion in the question statements can be found in the passage. Let's look at an example of this. On the left, we have a sample passage and the questions on the right. In the reading section, the best approach I find is to read the questions first and then find the answers in the passage. This saves quite a bit of time, and also we will know what we're looking for. You can take a minute to read through the questions and the sample and decide which ones are true, false, or not given. Alright, moving into question type number 2, which is matching heading questions. The task here is to choose a heading from the list which matches a section or paragraph in the passage. We'll read the instructions first. The reading passage has 3 paragraphs, A, B, and C. Choose the correct heading for each paragraph from the list of headings below. Write the correct number 1 to 6 as your answer to each question. The next question type is matching paragraph questions. The task here is to choose the heading from the list which matches a section or paragraph in the passage. Moving on to question type 4, which is sentence completion questions, where the task is to complete sentences by filling in gaps with words from the passage. Question type 5 is summary completion. Here, the task is to complete a summary by filling in the gaps using words from the passage or words given in a box, as we can see here. During the IELTS academic reading section, you could also face multiple choice questions, and these are no different from the usual multiple choice questions that we've seen. Question type 7 is list selection. You will have to choose the correct option from a list of words, information, or names. The next question type we will be looking at is classification questions. Here, you will have to decide which category the information belongs to from a list. The next question type, which is matching sentence endings, requires you to complete sentences by matching the start of the sentence with the correct ending given in the list. Table completion is the next question type, where you will have to complete a table using the correct words from the passage. The next question type is similar to table completion, and the only difference is the layout, and that is flowchart completion. Next up, we have diagram completion, where you will have to label a diagram using words from the passage. Short answer questions are the next question type, where you will have to answer questions regarding details in a passage. And last but not least, the final question type, choosing a title. Here, you will have to choose the most appropriate title from a list. This question type requires more time as you will have to read through the whole passage in order to understand which title suits it best. And there we have it, the 14 different question types that you will face during the IELTS academic reading section. While preparing, be sure to practice each question type. In the following lessons, we'll be covering strategies that you can use for each question type of the IELTS academic reading section, so stay tuned.